Let's welcome Tyvis Powell to the show. Joining us today from Columbus.
Tyvis, he's very excited about his cousin Norman maybe ending up on the Cavs.
Yeah, come on now. We need some shooting. Dude's a sharpshooter. And with the last name Powell, I mean, that means he's going to show up in big moments and he's going to be there when you need him the most.
That's fair.
I think you misread that tweet. Are you talking about what you put in our text thread just now?
Yeah.
That writer, the guy who tweeted that is actually from Cleveland originally. Joe, he's a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
But he covers the Bulls. He's talking about Norman Powell to the Bulls.
Oh, Tyvis, you got excited. It got us excited for no reason.
Yeah, he was saying Powell to the Bulls and keep an eye on the Bulls trading for Max Strus too.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Right.
Let it die. Let it die.
So we brought Tyvis on today because
I hate you, Jason.
Get in line. Get in line. Take a number.
to squash some beefs, but there has been not a material change, but some narrative changes in the Browns quarterback battle, which is something that Tyvis isn't here on a daily basis to talk about with. So we figured we'd bring him in to the discussion involving the Browns quarterback battle. Mike Tannenbaum, who's with ESPN, was on yesterday and was asked about the Browns quarterback battle. This is what Mike Tannenbaum had to say. If he was running the Cleveland Browns, he said, quote, "I would go with the younger ascending player. Could Deshaun Watson play well? Yes, of course. Anything can happen, but Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles twice. The difference between winning and losing in the NFL is so small. I just think it's going to be really difficult for him to play at a high level. If I'm Cleveland, I'm thinking, all right, how much better can Shedeur get? And that'll be helpful making a decision for next year and beyond." Tyvis,
what a unique take by him.
When we got into camp, Ty, it seemed like Deshaun Watson had all the momentum, all the national media outlets and media members and even local were saying, hey, it seems like this is Deshaun. For people from Berea are telling us Deshaun's in the lead now. It may be a little bit of shifting of the winds. Are you buying a bit of a change of narrative for the Browns quarterback battle as we enter a month without football and no on-field progress to track?
Yeah, I definitely buy it. I mean, I think that everybody said that went to practice said that they seen Shedeur gaining the momentum. And, it went from crowning Deshaun to, well, I can see Shedeur being the starting quarterback. The fact of the matter is this. You're going to have, a whole month of August to really trying to figure out who the starting quarterback should be. And the difference between OTAs and what we'll see in August is that we'll see the fans will actually get to watch them in live game reps and see what they'll get. Now, the game plans would be very vanilla. We all understand that, but being able to actually see these quarterbacks compete in a game against another NFL team where they can be sacked under pressure, all of those things, we will be able to see that. So we all can see who will be the better one. I'm not on crowning anybody. To me, I'm in the camp of, I'm a former football player. Listen, when you go out there, you come out there every day and you compete to be your best. You put your best film out there, and we're going to let the film be the deciding factor there. So if Shedeur goes out there and we watch him in practice and we see him in preseason games clearly outplaying Deshaun, then that's who the starting quarterback should be. If Deshaun Watson is lighting it up in preseason and in practice, then that's who should be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. But to me, I'm not on I'm going to just give it to him because of X, Y, and Z. No, I'm going to give it to that guy that's going out there competing and making the most plays, and that's giving us the best chance to win.
Tyvis, as a player who, as you said, is just going out there trying to do his job and compete for his job, what is more awkward about this? The fact that the team doesn't know who it is in another competition going on, or the fact that most people believe the winner isn't even on the roster for another 9 months? I'm being serious.
Oh, man. Listen, I think that if you're in the locker room and you're on that team, you have to believe that the person is there. You see it every day. So you kind of have an idea like, all right, this guy is good. He's making these plays. So I can see us winning with that guy. I think that from the outside narrative, the people that's watching practice, I think that we don't know. Because the thing is, we look at practice and we see certain things and we think, oh, yeah, this looks terrible. This is awful. The guy that's here is probably not here yet. They need somebody from next year's draft. But the thing is, the season is tricky. Things click for different players in different scenarios. So, even if Deshaun Watson is looking terrible now, he might get in the game and it just might he might pull it together, and then all of a sudden they go on a run. Or same thing with Shedeur Sanders. So to me, I don't think we'll actually know. I think we'll have an idea, but we won't actually know until those games get played if the guys on the roster or not. And we will tell very soon in the season if those guys are, if the starting quarterback is here or not.
By the way, I think we're all glad Mike Tannenbaum's not running the Browns, although the guys who have been running the Browns haven't been any good for the most part, although Andrew Berry's been a little better this last year. We'll see how the players turn out. Tyvis, as a former player, how important do you think, you said you want them to battle, but doesn't there come a point in training camp / the preseason where you're like, okay, we need to have a starting quarterback so we can move forward and prepare for the season? How important is it for that to happen versus just having the competition to see who's better?
I think that the joint practice with Buffalo is probably where you draw that line in the sand. You know, you see how those practices goes. We all know that in joint practice, that's like the biggest tell. That's your biggest chance to get ready for the NFL because you get to actually run the things that you want to run. The competition of the two teams is very high, and the quarterback's protected as far as the getting sacked part. But you can definitely see the pressure. You can see if they're getting the ball out in a timely manner. All of those things happen. So for me, if it was up to me, since the decision hasn't been made yet and we want to prolong it, I would give it to the second week against Buffalo in that joint practice. Coming out of that joint practice, obviously the preseason games is what it is, but after those joint practices, you should kind of know who the starting quarterback should be. That gives you, a week, maybe 2 weeks before the start of the season to be able to, get that chemistry down, let everybody know who's the voice of the team on the offensive side of the ball, and go on from there. I think that's, to me, ideally, and that realistically, that's probably the best thing we can hope for.
It's June 30th. I have nothing left to ask you about the quarterbacks. Like,
you like me. I just want to see it. Like, I'm tired of debating Deshaun or Shedeur. The honest answer is we will find out here in about a month or two who the guys, because they're going to show it, and it's going to be clear as a day who the team gravitates to, who's the guy that's going out there in games making plays. Naturally it will happen. But I'm with y'all. Like, this whole Deshaun versus Shedeur thing, like, I can't really say, me personally, I can't speak on it. You guys can a little bit more than me because you've actually been there to watch practice. I have not seen it. I'm going off of word of mouth. So therefore, for me, until I see it for myself, I can't really give you that answer. And again, we got the whole month of August to really have those two guys separate themselves.
Well, I got one for you. Have you ever been on a team where they made the wrong choice and the players knew it was the wrong choice? And not even a quarterback necessarily, but at a position where you're like, man, come on, that other dude's better. We all know that other dude's better. Why is that guy playing? Whether it was politics or whatever reason, that's the wrong guy won. I
feel like that does happen. It really does. And I think that it has to do with politics and long-term effect and things like that. But the thing is, for some odd reason, every time that happened, it's like an injury or something happened, and the right guy ended up going in there. So for some odd reason, destiny has a way of correcting itself. So that absolutely can happen where they can make the wrong decision and then later on find out in that season that, oh yeah, we should have went with this. Yeah, I've been a part of that.
Hey, Tyvis, for people like me who are not paying attention to Ohio State, because we don't really talk about Ohio State in the offseason at all.
Well, you should.
Well, that's why I'm asking you about it, because school me up.
Thank God we're not talking about the Browns.
Yeah, there you go. School me up a little on the Buckeyes quarterback situation.
You don't want to hear about the Buckeyes quarterback. You don't want to hear about the Columbus Blue Jacket and Zach Wierenski and
Couldn't care less about the Columbus Blue Jacket. No offense to them.
I mean, stuff like that. That's like the biggest thing going on. What about Diego Rossi for the Columbus Crew, who's going to play in the Mexico League?
You know
Mexican
what?
League.
I'm going to jump in here, and I'm gonna give Tyvis his flowers for a second, and then we get back to Ohio State. I'm dead serious on this because you work in Columbus.
Yeah.
How many teams do you have to stay up on?
Oh my goodness, man! It's ridiculous.
It's all the Cleveland teams. It's the three Cleveland teams.
It's the Cleveland teams, Cincinnati's, Pittsburgh, all the Columbus teams. Yeah, because there's some Pittsburgh fans here. It's people in this area that likes Pittsburgh. So I have to actually.
You got to stay on top of it. You're a hard worker. That's not a surprise.
It's a lot, but you know it is so fun because I embrace it all. Like to be honest with you, the Diego Rossi thing, I couldn't have told you that 24 hours ago. Like I just learned about it. I actually had to Had to do a hit section news. But anyways, about Ohio State. The quarterback situation is like this. Julian saying, obviously, he was a Heisman finalist last year. This fan base is very interesting because I've seen people grow hot and cold on Julian saying, right? So some people would say, they'll look at Julian saying and say, I don't see it, right? Which is crazy to hear somebody say, but people feel like he's not that talented. Some people feel like Tavian St. Clair, who's the backup quarterback who will be a sophomore this year, he is probably the most talented guy. When you look at just size, arm strength, all of that, like he's gifted, right? So people want to move past Julian to get to him, which is crazy to me to say out loud, but that's what's going on. So this season, you'll watch Julian saying, and if he struggles, you'll hear people say they want to hear the backup quarterback. I don't think the backup quarterback is necessarily ready yet. He's coming from Bell Fountain, which is like an hour down the road. You know, it's a different ball game from that high school football to what he has to learn for the Ohio State Buckeyes. I think he's got some room to grow there. But if you watch him in the spring game, he looked really good. Julian saying, on the other hand, I think for him, the biggest thing that he has to prove is that he is not about the wide receivers. It's necessarily about him, because a lot of people will say, you know, when he didn't have Jeremiah Smith or Carnell Tate last year, he looked terrible. He looked like a regular Joe Smo out there. So he still got Jeremiah Smith this year, but can he still make other guys around him? And he's got to be able to use his legs a lot more. You know, he gave up these sacks and he had the ball in his hands for too long. He had yards that he could have just picked up and made it like 3rd and 4 rather than 3rd and 10. So people want to see him take that next step. So that's kind of what you're getting out of that quarterback room. To me, I still think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's got the best weapons around him. He should be fine.
Tyvis, I've been working on some slogans for the 2026 Browns season. I'm going to let you pick which one's better right now.
Gosh.
Lose more to get more, or sellers for sellers? Which one do you think is better?
You high on Lenore Sellers?
I mean, he's tantalizing. He's not there yet, but he's tantalizing.
Yeah, he really let me down last season. You know, at the first like 3 or 4 games of the season, I was like, this dude might be the Heisman. And then the game that really got me the most was when they played Texas A&M, and they were up by 30-some points at halftime, and he produced nothing, and they just went on to have a terrible season. Yeah. So he's got to put it together for 12 games for me. So the sellers for seller thing, that's not good. If I had to pick one, what's the first one? Lose more to get more? Is that what you say?
Yeah.
That'd probably be the way that I would go. But
just credit me on the radio. When you use it.
I'm hoping that the Browns find a way to put it together so we not even in that class. And the whole thing about the Shedeur thing, the reason why I'm still a component of playing Shedeur is because I want to know the answer. I know a lot of people feel like they have the answer. We got data that says that he's not the answer, but I truly want to nip that in the bud if that's the case. So I would play Shedeur this season, no matter what the situation was, because I still feel like if you like Shedeur and he's good, you got a guy. If you don't like Shedeur and he's as bad as the stats say, you will get the number 1 or number 2 pick in the draft and be able to get whoever you want. Yeah. So to me, why everybody wins? Both sides win. Everybody gets what they want. So to me, just run Shedeur out there, let Shedeur play, and he's going to put one side wrong. Somebody, either the side that agrees with him, that thinks he's the answer, is going to be proven right or wrong.
That's right. To us, that's not even a question, Tyvis. Yeah. To us, like, they should not even consider playing Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
It's Shedeur. Let him grow, evaluate him, see what happens.
I mean, unless you're telling me Deshaun Watson is head and shoulders above Shedeur Sanders, it's not even close. Shedeur has a long way to go, and Deshaun Watson truly is just that much better. All right. Go ahead, because you still want to build a winning culture here. And if he's that much better, yeah, that's absolutely who you go with. But if that's not the case and they're close, come on, you always go with the younger guy. That's the rule. If they're close, you go with the younger guy because you'll have them longer.
Tyvis, good to talk to you as always, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Y'all need to get back up on y'all Blue Jackets stuff and y'all Columbus Crew stuff. Because, like, come on now. The Blue Jackets is at a moment. They at a point of their lives now. If they trade Zach and Kirill Marchenko, they're essentially punting and is going into a rebuild. And nobody
ticked if that happens.
Yeah. Y'all need to get up on this stuff.
You could have just made those names up, and
absolutely,
I would know the difference.
Would have no clue.
Zach Werenski and Kirill Marchenko, the top 2 scorers for the Blue Jackets. Y'all don't know them?
I think that's my butcher's cousin. I don't know what's happening here. Thank you, Tyvis. We appreciate it.
I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
All right.